Today is the feast of Christ the King. Today is the last Sunday of the liturgical calendar, which reflects the history of salvation. The liturgical year begins with the season of Advent, the preparation for the incarnation of Christ, and ends with the feast of Christ the King, the return of Christ in glory. Our life is a gift from God, and how we live our life is the gift we return to God. The manner in which we live our lives must reflect what we believe. How we act is who we are and not who we think we are. Therefore, I ask you, do you believe in the resurrection? Do you believe in life after death? Do you believe in the day of judgment? Do you believe that we shall have to give an account of our lives on earth? If we truly believe in the day of judgment, why are we so negligent in our Christian duties? There are severe consequences if we fail to carry out our Christian duties. Many have failed to care for the poor and the needy, the hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, the homeless, and the prisoner. Are we pretending that the judgment will never come, or do you believe that there is no resurrection? In both cases, we shall have to give a detailed account of our lives. Today's gospel clearly states that Christ will return in glory with his angels. He shall sit on the throne and judge all nations. On this day of judgment, the most important question will be, what have we done for the most insignificant ones, the poor, the elderly, the unborn, the unemployed, of course of no fault of their own, and the enslaved? The question about what we have done for the hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, and the homeless is mentioned in the Gospel. Not only once, but several times. Knowledge of Scripture and the Catechism will help us to model Christ to others. Attending Mass and having communion with Christ will give us the strength to do the will of God. But what is most important is not what we know, but what we do. How we live our lives filled with acts of loving kindness. We shall not be excused from acts of loving kindness to the poorest of the poor, even if we live in beautiful gated communities where everyone is wealthy and there are no poor or needy persons. There is a sin of commission, what we do, and the sin of omission, what we fail to do. In this electronic age, we cannot help but notice the suffering of our brothers and sisters throughout the world. 1/3 of the world goes to sleep hungry, with pain in their stomachs. 1 million children die each month under the year of 5 years old because of malnutrition. $30 can keep a child alive for another month. Unfortunately, these children live far from us. If one of them lived next door, surely we will not allow him or her to die while we still have $30 in our pockets. Why is it so difficult for us to share? There's always a tension between our desire to have a large fund to provide for our own security and our duty to our brothers and sisters who are desperately in need of any type of help. If we desire absolute security, we will never share any of our resources. In our finding, no fund will be large enough to guarantee us a comfortable life. A desire for absolute security will blind us from recognizing any excess wealth, making us unwilling to share our blessings. This will cause us to be selfish. However, if we can trust in divine providence, that God will provide for us and that God will bless us as we use our resources to help others, we can develop generous hearts. Remember, there will be a day of judgment, and we shall be asked to account for our lives. What are the acts of loving kindness that we can say we did for others?